Well, as a province, we are pushing for a referendum to amend some sections of the constitution in the country. Our view is that this matter of land must be given the necessary attention. But if you use parliament to deal with amendments in the constitution, people are going to go to court and you might lose the case. So we are suggesting that South Africans must suggest new sections that must be inserted in the constitution, sections that must be amended, and those proposals must be put through a referendum. And if they've gone through the referendum, it then means that nobody can rush to court to challenge it because it's not parliament. It will have been closed. It is the final view of the people of South Africa. One of the proposals we are making is that the state must determine the price of land, right? And we call that price of land reconciliation and healing price tag. Because the preamble of the Constitution says we must heal the wounds of the past. Now, part of the wounds is the land issue. So those who have taken the land must forgo something, and those who lost the land must also forgo something. So that you create a win-win for the country. And then we must say for a certain period, maybe 20 years or 30 years, the price of land shall be determined by the state. We offer you a price as the state. If you don't take the price of land, it's then that we can go to taking land without compensation. We don't think we must start by taking land without compensation before we go through that particular step, because we have a responsibility to reconcile the country. So
you'll corner the people with land, in essence. If you give an offer, they don't take it, then you take the land anyway.
Yes, but of course, I mean, remember this land was taken by force, right?
Fair
it was brutal. We are very nice now. I mean, if there were videos and we were to replay how this land was taken, it was brutal. People lost lives and so on. But because we are building a country now and we must reconcile, we must heal, we don't think that you must take everything from everybody who took away land by force, because you still need them to contribute to the construction of a better South Africa.
But Supra, this issue of changing the constitution comes at a time when the ANC government for 23 years has missed its own deadlines for redistribution. I mean, 2014, I think the figure was 30%. And then you've got basically almost 90% of the land that has been given back standing fallow because people don't have what is needed to actually produce from those lands. It's a failure of government to implement, and now you want to even go and get even more.
One of the problems we have in this country, why land reform has moved slowly, is because there's overpricing.
No, I'm talking about land that has already been given back, that has been
I'll come to that second point.
And it has been,
yes, I'll come to that one. The reason why land can be redistributed quickly, there's overpricing, and the state doesn't have sufficient capital to buy this land, this overpriced land, right? The second problem we have is that land that has been returned, yes, is lying fallow. That's why there's now agri-parks, right? There's now a program by government to make sure that we give people seeds, implements, training, and so on. But also there's a new model now of making sure that the farm owners and the farm workers or people who get the land back, you have a 50-50 kind of an arrangement where they work together. Those who have been running the farm for whatever number of years can then impart the knowledge and the skill so that you don't affect food security. So for me, that's a win-win that we need for South Africa going forward. We have learned our lessons. Yes, some land is lying fallow, but also we are a democratic country. If we give your land back and you decide not to develop it, as a person or as a family.
If we actually just allow
but remember the land belongs to you. So we can't, it's a private land now if we give it back to you. So we can't say to you what must you do in your yard or with your land and so on, unless you yourself take up an initiative and say, government, I've got this plan for this particular land, can you help me? And government has got mechanisms of helping people.